Hey there, Otaku. Ken-chan back with another episode of Go Mega Otaku Gamer Alpha. Wasting no time today, we're going to take a look at an Android micro console. I'm talking, of course, about the OUYA. Now, the OUYA was announced on July 3rd, 2012 by the CEO of a company called Boxer 8. Her name is Julie Ehrman. And they started a Kickstarter campaign to get money for it. They got the Kickstarter funding for this device in 8 hours, and they started making them. And it's considered a first-generation console because it's the first generation of this kind of a console. It's a micro console. It's different from the other. It's not like a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. And these retail for about $100. It was released on December 28th, 2012 to developers, March 28th, 2013 to Kickstarter, anybody doing the Kickstarter thing, and then at retail on June 25th, 2013. And again, they were $100. They've sold about 10,000 units since December 31st. It runs on Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. It has a custom OUYA launcher. It uses an NVIDIA Tegra 3. The CPU is a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core ARM Cortex A9. Has 8 gigabytes of internal flash, 1 gigabyte of DDR3 SDRAM. It has an HDMI display, and we'll go into the displays. We're going to take a little bit closer look at this machine. So anyway, let's have a closer look at this machine itself. And as we do so, this of course is the console. This on top here is the button. You can hear it. That turns it on and off. Okay, there is a sleep mode, of course, for this, but this is the physical button. If it's off, you have to turn it on. There's the OUYA logo right there, and it's like a little cube. This is the back of it, of course. Here is your power. Then you have a micro USB right there. Then you have a an Ethernet connection. Now this of course is Wi-Fi, so you don't need to worry about it. It's a Wi-Fi 802.11bgn. It's got Bluetooth LE 4.0 also. This is an HDMI port, and this is a USB to 2.0 connection. You can connect a like a memory card to this, and you can plug it into you can connect it to your PC. This is the controller. This controller looks similar to every other modern controller that you see, except the handles are a little wider. And these metal plates, these are actually metal right here, these are actually magnetized. I'm gonna pull this off. Let's see here. I just won't even bother with the camera. But to get to the batteries, you just have to basically pry the living hell out of this. Okay. Anyway, so and there's these come off like this. They're magnetized to this. There's magnets. You can see the magnets. There's one. There's one. There's one. And it just magnetizes us to this. And then there's these two plates. Here's where your batteries go, and they have these little tabs to pull on to get the batteries out. That's how you change the batteries, and that's quite cool. Even far easier to get back on than it is to take it off. They fit pretty snug. This is a touch pad right here. You can actually touch this and make things move around that way. 2 sticks. The rocker switch, and then if you see or notice, the OUYA instead of like X triangle or A B C D and things like you find on other controllers. You have O U Y and A. Isn't that clever? Oh my God! You know, here's the sensor area here. You got two trigger buttons on the outside, two sets. And other than that, it's pretty sparse. There's really nothing on this. It's all sleek and futuristic, and you know. Oh, this button, of course, you can put the thing in sleep mode. You double click this to come out of any game. You know, that kind of thing. So, real simple, real basic idea here. It just takes your Android type games and it puts them on TV. Now, one of the downsides of this is I had to start a fresh account with this. I wasn't able to use my actual Google account, you know, and use the games that I already own on this. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't think I did. If I did, feel free to comment. Feel free to drop a video explaining what I did wrong and what I should have done to sync my Google account to this thing. I don't think that there is a way to do it, though. I could be wrong. There's always, you know, there's always something that you're not going to know. Nobody knows everything. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. Of course, I'll also point out that, you know, if you haven't figured it out by now, you cannot put any kind of physical medium, any kind of physical games into this. It's all download only, obviously. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the games on here. A lot of them are games that you're already playing on your phone. Okay, before I fire this thing up, I just want to make a mention of something. As I said, this does have HDMI out. It does. It can do a 1080p or a 720p visual, but it's also capable of stereoscopic 3D. It has support for that anyway. Not that there's like going to be a lot of games that do that, but so let's give this a little volume here because we like a little volume. And then let's fire this up. And when it starts up, you'll see that it kind of boots up the same as any other console ever does. OUYA. Okay. So here we are in the. It's kind of like a menu. We have. Let's back this up a little bit so you can see this. Okay. We have play, discover, make, and manage. It has a picture there. Before we get into playing, let's just go ahead and hit this button down here, and you'll see the little things light up there. Kind of similar to what you see on like an Xbox 360 or something, or a PS3. But before we play, let's discover. And this is where you get your games. And it's set up like any other one of these. The featured section here. It'll do. Oh, okay, I get it. It'll do. No Breaks, Valet, Ice Rage, Meltdown, Raven Sword, Shadowland. Ooh. What's this? Ooh. How much is this? It's coming now. I'm going to get that. Let's get the free download anyway. So anyway, whoops. Back in Discover here. You know, you have trending now, and you have like these games that are everybody's into. Neon Shadow. See, some of these things you can't find. Still a little squirrely on manage how to use this, navigate this. I just got this. It's a little bit squirrely yet, but okay. So we have trending now, and here's some games. They have Final Fantasy 3 on here. Imagine that. Some of these games you see everywhere else. They have, of course, Shadowgun on here. Now, I've already played Shadowgun. I already played and beat Shadowgun a long time ago on my on my tablet. I just plugged it into my TV using HDMI out and plugged a controller into it, and voila. I was really hoping they'd have Shadowgun 2 on here, but I haven't been able to get it. I don't know where it is. Okay, I don't know if it's even on here, if it's available, but like I said, I'm still playing with this. Here's genres. You have adventure, you have apps. Now, when we go into the apps, here's the funny thing about this. Let me just say this about that. There's no Netflix. There's Twitch TV, you know. There's, you know, Post TV, Flickster, OUYA VLC Media Player for OUYA. Do Ya Sleep, Crunchyroll, which is nice, but you know, for all the otaku. But these apps, you know, there really isn't anything here that looks familiar to me. Right, and here's a you know, a file manager. So while it's similar in a lot of ways to a Android machine, in a lot of ways this launcher that they use makes it, you know, quite different. Kind of dumbs it down a little bit. Play Like Bob. Again, here's some more you know, games. A lot of these are the same games, just relisted. Tripwire Interactive's playlist. Okay. Watch and listen. You have Vimeo, Twitch, Crunchyroll, Flickster, XBMC, Plex, TuneIn, Post TV, OUYA, VLC, for karaoke, Foresight, Tune, Goggles. You know, stuff that's anything but Netflix or Hulu. Our Founders, The True Believers, different ways of listing games, basically. Sandbox, oh, you have Alien Invasion here, and different kinds of different lists. So, nonetheless, this is the Discover. Basically, Discover is the same thing as, you know, your store, your OUYA store, where you go find your games. So we come back out of there and we go to Make. This is an area for those brave souls who dare to dream and develop their own games. Okay, not interested in making my own games. They have builds and software for people. This is the area for people that want to make their own games. Manage. You can manage your account, the controllers, your network connection. You can get update notes and notifications and manage the system. In the system, you can manage console info, language, system update, storage, development advancement, and factory reset. We go into the storage here. This gives you your storage information. I have 1.75 gig taken up with apps. I have 5.78 gig total. I have 3.74 gigabytes available. Yay. Okay, so we keep coming out, back. Then we go up to Play. And let's go ahead and look at Play. Oh, I have Raven Sword Shadowland downloading right now. Here are some other things. This one is the one I really wanted to see. I'm going to end up purchasing a version of this, I'm sure. Photonica. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this first. This is a really strange looking game. I thought it looked really cool. I just have the demo of this right now. Again, this is going to be one of those ones that I'm sure I'm going to want to get. And this looks like a one-button job. Okay, just kind of hold this down. Jump. Oh, I fell to my doom. It's kind of like Tron. And it's a one-button thing. You just hold down O to run, and you let go of it to jump, and you hold it down again to grab on to whatever. Whoop! And jump. Hit it. Oh, that's hard. You can't make that. I can't make that jump. Wow, he moves really fast. Very Tronish. Very tripped out. Just keeps wanting you to go higher and higher and higher. Anyway, it's Photonica. Now, and what I did there was I just tapped the little U button, the little smiley face button that's in the middle. It's like kind of like a start button. You double tap that, and you can do this. Then you can exit the game. Okay, I'm going to lose my unsaved progress. That's okay. Got to go back into play. I got Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1 on here. Lost Souls, Critical Miss and SWAT. These first-person shooters that they have on here are like, meh. You know, this game's like, meh. This is like a, what do you call it, Missile Command 3D kind of thing. Here. Take a look at this. What was it called? SDI or whatever. Yeah, SDI 3D. So we... yeah, that's what it is. And you're in the center. That's exactly what this is. Thank you, Atari. Even though I don't think Atari made this. Oh, but it's Missile Command 3D. Yay! Missile Command 3D. Thank you, Atari. See, people bag on Atari, but then they go and copy them, you know. It's going to do this every time. So, the graphics of these games are really up to the developers. They're not really going to be hindered that much by the machine. Whoa, dog! There goes that city. Yep, that's what they did. They took Missile Command 3D and they just did this too. Controls a little squirrely on this one. Ooh, that smarts. Ooh, I lost the city. Okay, you get the idea of that. If you don't, you're out of luck. So we double tap the start button again, and we exit that game. Okay, and here it is, Open Arena. And of course, you can play this online. There's a lot of online games. A lot of these games you can play online, which is just peachy. Navigating this kind of thing gets a little bit squirrely. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm actually downloading something on the OUYA, which is why for our wrap-up I just brought back the controller. I'm going to say that as far as recommending this system, if you go to any store looking for this, you're probably not going to find it. You probably want to order it online. You can order them through Target or through Walmart, I'm sure, or through Best Buy, but you can't, I don't think, go into a store. There may be some stores that carry them. Certainly around here, where I am, I haven't seen any, including GameStop. I haven't seen any. They have empty boxes in there, and you have to order them. This one I found at Soundground in Vestal, on the Vestal Parkway in New York, for $50, half price. Had I had to order something like this, it would have been a long time before I got it. I found one. I was like, okay, screw it, I'm picking it up. But as far as recommending it to anyone else, I'm up in the air. If you are used to playing games, if you've played games on your Android tablet with your controller, with a controller plugged in, then I would recommend this to you. Although, again, I don't see how you connect your Android account to this machine. You have to kind of do a separate thing. And things like Shadowgun 2 just aren't present. I just don't see it. Again, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't think so. So it's lacking in certain kinds of games, that I would like to see. It certainly has a Tegra 3 chipset. It certainly could easily handle something like Shadowgun 2. I don't know why I'm not finding it. Even when I do a direct search, I can't find it. Nonetheless, it's still a pretty cool system. It's a good idea. That there's other systems like this that are either out or are coming out, and like the NVIDIA Shield or the Game Stick. This one was the first one that I heard about, and it does have a pretty cool little controller here. I didn't get to demonstrate any of the touchscreen thing. I should have done that, but I didn't get to. Basically, doing this just moves a mouse cursor around on the screen. I think you're smart enough to probably be able to envision something like that. It's really not that big of a thing, really. But it's a pretty cool setup. Again, a pretty cool system for the most part. If you like that kind of game, the games are cheap. They're a lot of them are very simple, but it's still a cool little machine. Running HDMI, looking all snazzy like it does. So as far as my recommendation, I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm not going to really make a recommendation for this, or who I think should be playing this or who shouldn't, because I'm really not sure. So if this looks like your kind of thing, go ahead and get it. It's $100. I mean, the price, you can't really beat it, but you might be a little disappointed with some of the game offerings. It's the OUYA from OUYA.